Namaste. Today I will talk to you about coordination of time, movement and breathing in yoga practices. To talk about this subject, let us fix the three coordinates. So the first coordinate is time, the second coordinate is movement, and the third coordinate is breathing. So time is x-axis, movement is y-axis, and the breath is z-axis. Now first let me talk to you about how to coordinate the first two, the time and the movement. For example, when we do any practice in yoga, there is a particular time required to take that action. So let me talk to you with a example here. When we do the neck rotation, there is a particular time required to make that rotation. So just observe my neck rotation. So I put the chin down. With an inhalation, I take the head sideways and backward, and with an exhalation, I bring the head down. Now you can see there is a particular time required to do that. Now if I do the same rotation too fast like this, now if you do this neck rotation in this manner, there is a chance of getting an injury on the neck or an early onset of cervical spondylosis. So we have to understand that a particular action has to be done with a particular time. So the neck rotation is done from your center. Slowly the head goes sideways with an inhalation, goes to the back, and slowly it comes back to the chest. So it's approximately 3 seconds to take your head back and 3 seconds to bring it down. If you consider another loosening practice like arm rotation. Now see the arm rotation, the speed or the timing of the arm rotation. Now you can see the rotation of the arms are a little faster compared to neck rotation. The reason for this change of speed is that while rotating the arms, the shoulders have to become active. So if you rotate the arms too slow like this, like what you did in a neck rotation, if you do like this, the effect of the rotation will not come properly on the shoulder, and the shoulder will not become mobile and active for your Surya Namaskara or asana practices. So you can see how the time changes, the timing of a practice changes from one practice to another practice. So once you fix the time, which is the x-axis, now we have to synchronize our movement with that timing. So imagine I fixed 3 seconds of taking the head up and 3 seconds of taking the head down in neck rotation. My movement has to match with that timing. So this is the first coordination you have to make, the timing and the movement. Now come to the second coordination, which is y-axis versus z-axis, that is movement versus breathing. Let me explain to you this with a physical example. I will perform Parvatasana in sitting position, lifting the arms up, which is called a sitting mountain pose. So in Parvatasana, the arms go upwards. So when the arm goes up, the chest expands and the lungs also expand. When this action happens, we are supposed to take an inhalation and not an exhalation. Why? Because the lung movement or the breath has to go hand in hand with the action that happens. When that happens, the stretch is complete, the lung capacity improves, and the effect of the action comes only when this matches. So just observe and listen to my breath. So did you listen to that breath? So when the arms went up and the ribs came up, the inhalation was taken. Similarly, when the arms came down and the chest came down, an exhalation happened. And we must not do opposite breathing when this action happens. So for example, I am taking the hand up. See, now when this action happened, I took multiple breaths. So I inhaled, say somewhere till here, then I exhaled, then again I inhaled without awareness on the breath, and then exhaled, and finally I reached the position, but taking multiple breaths in between. When you do like that, the effect of the asana will not come to the fullest extent, and the breathing capacity will not improve. So it is very important that the right breath is taken while that action happens. And we have to coordinate the breath with that movement. Now I will show you an example where the movement and the breath coordinates and where that coordination is missing. So when we practice Virabhadrasana, I am starting from this position. Just observe. Now I will show you the action where the movement finishes before the breath. So I start from the catching the waist position. Now I take the arms front and back sideways. Did you observe? My action got completed before the breath was completed. Now I will repeat the same action where the breath gets over before the action is completed. You saw that? Now my breath was over before actually the hands came into position. It was a short breath, and the remaining time of the movement I was actually holding the breath. So when I do that, my lung capacity is ignored. I will not get the proper lung capacity if I don't breathe slowly, deeply and rhythmically. Now look at the action where the movement and the breath coordinates. You saw that? So this asana was done now with the coordination of the movement and the breathing. So when you coordinate the movement and the breath, there are various benefits that will come. The first is that the effect of that action will be complete. Imagine you are getting a stretch in a particular asana. The stretch will get complete when you do this synchronization or the coordination of breathing and movement. The second effect is that our body becomes stronger because we are coordinating and gradually making that step. So when you make that step gradually with the coordination of the breath, the strength of the body improves. Another effect of that coordination is that the lung capacity improves, because the breath is taken slow as per the timing. So since the mind is working on that time, we will consciously try to take a slower, deeper and complete breath. And the last effect of this coordination is on the mind. When we match the timing, the movement and the breathing, the mind becomes more calm, it becomes more aware, it becomes more relaxed. So this synchronization or the coordination of timing, movement and the breath is very, very important in yoga practice. Now observe the importance of coordination between time, movement and the breath while practicing few steps of Surya Namaskara. Observe the sound of breath, observe the time taken to make a particular movement and the breath coordination. Now did you observe, when I went down to the ground, it was about 4 seconds to go down. I tried to spread my movement to the entire 4 seconds to go down. Also I tried to ensure that my breath lasts for all those 4 seconds. Now look at how the mistake happens. Did you observe? My movement was completed before the breath was completed. My downward movement finished before my exhale was completed. Similarly, my upward movement finished before the inhale was completed. So when this mismatch happens, the effect of the practice will not come to the desired level. Yes, you will be making a physical action, but if the benefits of what you are doing has to come to you, we have to match these coordinates: the timing, the movement and the breathing. All these three axes have to coordinate while you practice yoga. Now observe an action where the breath gets over before the action is completed. So I am here. Now I have to start exhaling. Did you observe that my exhalation got over somewhere in the midway itself, and the remaining part of the movement was done by holding the breath? Or some people take a counter breath there, which may be an inhalation. So when you do an action with a counter breath, it is more damaging. It will hurt the body because the lung is supposed to contract when you bend forward. And if you inhale when the lung is contracting, it is counterproductive. So it is important that we take the right breath in the right action. Now I will show you the same practice by slowing down the breath and trying to match that action with the breath. Now, did you observe? When I made that forward bend, I purposefully slowed the breath so that the complete exhalation matches with my movement. Now, when this action happens, matching the movement and the breath, the effects of this action will be appropriate. It will benefit. And the stretch will be complete. The breathing will be complete. Consciously, we will try to inhale better. Consciously, we will try to exhale completely. The lung capacity will improve. The strength of the body will improve. The stretches will improve. All these benefits will come when this synchronization of breath, movement, and action happens. Therefore, first learn the steps of your practice. Identify the right timing required to take those steps. Match your movement with those timings and match your breath with those movements. It is just like a melodious song. First, the music director gets the lyrics, which are the steps of your yoga practice. Then the director determines the right speed or the pace of the song, the right raga required for that song, which can be compared to the right timing of your yoga practice. And lastly, the music director matches the singer's voice, all the instruments with that timing, which is equivalent to your breath matching that timing. And there comes a good song. Similarly, your yoga practice is also a good song where your steps, timing, movement, and breath will match. When you do that coordination between these elements of practicing, all the benefits of your practice will come. Namaste.